Oh, well, I'm live. Okay, there we go. I'll deal with that later. Okay, we're back. Midwest F1 League Thursday night Division 1 series. We have a couple of reserves stepping in, one being Meeb, as you may recognize from past races. Let's see what he can do in the title challenge here. Jacko and Mystic Joker, of course, in the battle as it stands. Do we even have Jacko in here? Did Jacko check out? Cam, unfortunately, dealing with, no, it says Jacko's here, with a hand injury, so he is still out, or else he'd be up the order quite a bit. So we wish a speedy recovery to Cam. In the Renault, he keeps having to get filled in, and it looks like they got AP7AR7. We'll just go AP7. That seems pretty easy. But yeah, we're about to get right into it here. Qualifying from Silverstone. We'll check what some drivers have opted to fit right out of the gates. Let's go Clogmonger 53. Let us go indeed. Clog, I'm hoping for a good finish from you. I think you have a chance of battling yourself out of relegation. I'm hoping to see you do so. But who do we got leading the pack? It looks like someone in pink, most likely Random Series. He likes to get out very early and try and set a decent time. Oh, Pork Chops going with the 6-month Prime subscription, saying woohoo fucker. Thank you, Mr. Pork Chops. But Silverstone, a fun little track, decent passing opportunities, high speed corners. Of course, you got Maggots and Beckett's, and a couple of other famous turns. Through and throughout. There we go. We've got the weather update. That's just qualifying. Overcast at the end of the race. Okay, so fairly sunny race. Good stuff. Week 1 of the Formula 1 season as well is into the books. Nothing until next week, and this is the first Thursday that I've been able to get on and chit-chat about what took place there in Bahrain. And another Lewis Hamilton win, even though by a very hard-fought Max Verstappen in second, and Sergio Perez got pooched off the get-go but worked out pretty decently in the end, put in a lot of solid lap times, making up a lot of places to find himself back up into the top 5. Well done to Sergio. But right now we're focused on the lap time of Random Series here in Britain. In Great Britain, of course. Silverstone is a 5.891 kilometer circuit. First Grand Prix was all the way back in 1950. I'm reading this directly off the Formula 1 website. Number of laps is 52, so we're looking to see 26 here today. Race distance as total is 306.198 kilometers, so if we divide that by 2, that is, of course, 153 point, quick math, 99.099 kilometers. I think that's right. 152.099 kilometers. So nearly 153.099. What am I saying? Random Series sets an early fastest lap. Who's behind him is that JCA Daltonian, comes over the line, as well as Mystic Joker sets a pretty decent lap right out of the get-go. Gina Twinnet as well, putting up a time, and AE spins out. Jacko invalidates. Jade Chase coming around the final turn into 4th place. And then we got a Williams there, I would imagine is Nikki. Is Hannah in the chat tonight? going 5th, slower than the top 4. Meep starts his fastest. JC Blackley, no, that's Clogmonger. And Helg going 6th. So a lot of really fast drivers are setting times right now. AP7, no, that's C. Barry there. Money Matt coming around the final turn. As well as JC Blackley, as well as Yulmir. So Yulmir going 5th, JC settling in 8th. AP, no, Money Matt in 9th. Seabury starts his hot lap. Scavney into 10th, not what he was hoping. Pork Chops is about to start his hot lap as well. Where's me? Far back, then he goes Mystic, AE. Oh, did Jacko stay out? No, Jacko's out of fuel. So that means Mebe. Man, I always forget how to pronounce his name. In the big Mercedes, BWT, Clogmonger retires. Oh no, does he bin it? We'll get on with Seabury, see what Seabury can show us here. Going a little bit deep into 13 there, and yeah, Clog is into the wall. And Meeb is over the line in 2nd place. No Hannah this evening. Seabury. What about we got? Seabury around the final turn into 11th. Hoping for a little bit quicker of a time. Yeah, Clog, you hit that real good. What about Leviathan? Are you here on the Thursday? But as you can tell, I'm by myself tonight. No stats. Stat is got a stat holiday, as it is Good Friday for him there in Australia. Pork Chops setting a just slower than the second slowest time set, a 1:27.988. Looks like Ram's on another outlap. That's Meeb surely into the pit. AP7. No, he's definitely not trying to improve his time there. He's surely into the pit. Random Sirius still onto the hot lap. Helg as well into the pit. Seabury actually stays out. Interesting enough. Who do we got? I think Random's the first. He's going to cross on the outlap. The other two drivers are into the pit. So we'll ride Random Series once again and give him a little bit more airtime through this qualifying. And Pat and a Random Series lockup. Coming around turn 5 now into that straight, going into 6. And another one into 6. Does a good job setting a purple sector 1. Not sure if it's a glitch or sometimes we do get given purple sectors even when they are not such. But halfway through the lap here, finds himself on the opposite side of the course. He's going to come through Megas and Beckett's here. Let's see how well he can hit these. And fairly steady hands for Random Sirius there. Does a good job. Nearly invalidates on 13, but does a solid job staying on. Giving us another purple sector 2. I'm not sure if that is to Ryu. But through the short sectors 3 here, let's see what he can do. Trying to get a good run out of 17 over the line into second. So a blistering lap from Random Serious. Very well done, if I do say so myself. Janet can't improve. Mystic as well. Sorry, had to peek away for a second. Jacko sets a time in third. Jay Chase, teammate of Jacko, just finishing up the final couple of corners here. Over the line into second. This is a solid showing. Nicky, he's around the final turn. Tries to cut as much as he can. Does take some time off, but not enough. Man, there's some really good times being set here. These guys are really moving. Here we go. Yulmir actually is the next, but he's invalidated. So his teammate Scabney will be. Is random. Helg. Yes, okay. So Scabney then Helg. Oh, Scabney invalidates. So next will be Helg. Giving us a purple sector 2 for Helg. Whoa. See that? And here we go. Helg over the line, does slightly improve and only jumps up ahead of Nicky. So Janet is actually down on his fastest lap, but does invalidate. Oh, Meep is yet to set a time. Okay. ZGS still has yet to exit the pit. EP7 trying to improve from 10. See if he can go into the low 25s, and that will bring him all the way up into around 6, 7. So let's see what the Renault can do here this evening. But if we take a quick peek at what is the Drivers' Championship for Division 1, you will see right now El Mijako sitting at 450. 450 points for Jacko. Sitting second is Honda, but he's gone. So really Mystic Joker is actually second with 401. And Jay Chase, the teammate of Jacko, in 4/3rd. And then followed by Cam. So Cam's been out for quite a while, and it shows how high up the standings he is. And then the two Haas of Yulmir and Scabney showing a really consistent performance week to week here. And Random Serious, Mailmere, Janet Twinnet, and then C. Barry round on the top 10. So good stuff from all around. Here we go. APR does improve slightly, but not enough to fly him up the order. We got Money Matt trying to move up the order as well. Let's see what he can do here. Just does jump ahead of Pork Chops there into 13. Pork Chops now into 15. ZGS finally coming out now. Now I'm getting news that yeah, from what I've heard, it's fully dry race from what the guys have said. Honda, maybe can you help? Cake Thomas is having a problem. He can't get out of spectator mode. It's not letting him leave the garage. Do you have any idea how to fix that in game? Have you ever ran into that trouble? Nicky will retire from session and be content with a 125.424 as well. Clog, of course, is the first retiree with a 0.00000. A. Daltonian as well retiring from session back in 15th. 3 and just over a half minutes to go here left in qualifying. From what I've noticed, can he join his car in game from spectator mode? Yeah, can he restart his game then join back up? Is that a possibility, Honda? ZGS has come over in 11th place, so fairly solid stuff. Oh. So A. Daltonian actually crashed out. I didn't even see that. Only 3 minutes left though. Yeah, he can. At Cake, he can be quick. Got to be quick like a bunny. Quick like a bunny. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left here. Is that Helg or Pork? One of them is on their outlap. Both of them are on their outlaps here. We'll go over to Pork, and it's actually Helg. Anyone trying to set a time? Elmo Jacko. He's trying to improve on his time. Yolmir is sitting 6. Gabby down at 13. ZGS on some used. Worst case, he just won't drive professional start tires. Jacko nearly invalidated there on turn 12, I think it was. I looked away for a second there. But has improved on his time, and by doing so should jump him up at least into second, as second, third, and fourth are separated by 0.03 of a second, so very close between those drivers, as well as Jinnit to win is only 0.2 off of that pace, actually 1.5 tenths. Here we go, Jack over the line into second place, does improve by 0.2. Random and Jay Chase are coming out as well. So Cake Thomas, unfortunately, getting into some troubles here and can't get out of pit. So that sucks. Let's see what Hell can do here. I didn't catch this time on his last sector there. Let's see what he can do. Try and jump up maybe into the high 24s. Maybe get himself fourth. See what he can do. No, just in the low 25s, and does move into fifth. So decent job from Hell there. Random serious, Meave, random's on it. Okay, Meave, is that Scavney? That is Scavney. Scavney's actually shaved off quite a bit of time on this qualifying here. Can he improve into the top 10? Yes, exactly in the top 10, taking 0.8 off, so very solid lap from him. Mystic and Jinnit are about to come over next. AP7C Barry as well, and I think Pork Chops is the next behind, but invalidated, unfortunately, into the pit. He would have had time to get to the line and then maybe try and set something a little quicker, but maybe content with what he's got there. Alright, Meeb, and then JC. Alright, okay, no J Chase here. What is J Chase doing? Jay's invalidated. Jacko's in pit. That's Scavney or Yol. That is Yol. Yol's slightly down on his time. Jacko, J Chase, Money Matt, Fork, and Cake having to take what they are stuck with. Oh, Fork didn't have the fuel. That shucks. Oh, Gilmere nearly going into a little bit of a drift there. Really hitting that right turn hard. See how much he can improve here. See if he can go to the 124s, just beating out Helg and Jinnit. Potentially over the line. Yes, he does. Going to the 124s into 5th place. Next over is Random. No, it's not. It's Meeb. Get down there. Oh, Meeb going second. So now he throws a wrench into the qualifying order. Scavney is in the pit. Is that Jinnit? No, Mystic followed by Jinnit. Mystic's already got pole locked down. His teammate Jinnit's trying to improve. So Mystic does hold it down. Jinnit goes into 4th. I switched too soon. See Barry's over the line next. Followed by his teammate. Both of them don't really improve much at all. JC Blackley up next. Random Serious. Last one. available here. Can JC does slightly improve it into 12th and random into the pits. That will bring our qualifying to an end. We've got 2 McLarens up on the top 2 rows with a Racing Point as well as a Ferrari, and Jay Chase is just outside there in the top 5. Man, I like cut my hand in like a really noticeable spot today, and like it's just right on the back of my thumb, and it's like a good looking cut, like a pretty decent one, like 2 inches. It's got a little bit of like a curve to it, and it always just catches my eye when I'm like just like doing something like, oh, what's that on my, oh, that's blood. Mystic Joker 1, Meep 2, Jacko 3, Janet to win at 4, Jay Chase 5, Random Series 6, Yelmir 7th, Helg 8th, Nikki 9th, Seaberry 10th, followed with the back 10, which is AP7, JC Blackley, Scavney, ZGS, Money Matt, Pork Chops, A. Daltonian, the last of the time set, and Cake Thomas and Clogmonger don't have time set at all. Dual Paul for first safety car. Whoa, yes ma'am. Wowzers. Hannah. You just got here. Alright, manage pole. Let's go new pole. Safety, car, lap 1, question mark, yay, nay. Alright. No, not 10 minutes. Shoot. End poll. New poll. Safety. Oh, for piss sakes. There we go. Okay. Okay, not 10 minutes. For 3 minutes. Okay. Sorry about that. We're up now. Oot and a boot. Oh wow. Zero faith. Zero faith, people. Are you kidding me? Oh no. It's getting worse. Oh, there we go. It's coming back. Oh. Safety car on the formation lap. No. But I think I timed that pull pretty well. Oh my goodness gracious, my apologies. I am tired. I've had a long week. I'm so happy I got a 4-day weekend. Oh my god, I'm gonna go in golfing tomorrow for the first time. Oh, I'm so excited to lose like a bunch of balls. Yes. Alright. Predictions. Get your predictions in the chat. What are we seeing for podium? This is gonna be a hard fought podium. With Mystic, Meep, Jacko, Jinnis looking good. Jay Chase had a really good wrap. Random Sirius is actually doing pretty solid. You know, Yelmir can find himself up there as well as Helg if he stays clean. I'm looking at a must-need big race here for Clogmonger, or else he's gonna be in relegation situation. ZGS as well needs some really good points here, so a lot. Nikki in 19th. Damn. Wow. All right. Zero fucks given by the manager of Nikki. But who we got for hardest charger here? I mean, the Scavney does really well with hardest charger. He's kind of like a younger, better looking, better driving version of Pork Chops. So those two seem to be in a little bit of a hardest charger battle here. Can we see another double McLaren podium, or will we see a double Ferrari podium? Maybe even a double Racing Point podium. It's all in the cards as we are about to get underway here. Safety car in the first lap. Pole is nearly up, as I timed that nearly perfectly. Most of you are voting for yes for a safety car lap unos, and I don't appreciate that, but everyone's entitled to their opinions, and I'm looking forward to these brilliant drivers to prove me wrong. So we'll get right into it here. The countdown is about to start. Where will the solo Williams find himself? Where will the Renaults? Their championship battle is coming to an end. Their defense is nearly done, and we are lights out. Kate Thomas takes the lead. Just kidding, that's a glitch. Looks like Mystic gets a really good run, as well as Jinnit to win it. Going to the inside. Jacko's actually got a fairly decent run there, and he's holding on to second. Meeb looks to be under a little bit of pressure from Jinnit. Random Series is trying to battle with Jay Chase, but Jay's doing a really good job of holding it back. Meeb's dropped down into fourth already. That is a lobby glitch, so Random Series still holding on to his position. Nicky looks like he's jumped up. Helg has dropped back. AP7 as well as dropped back. See Barry, I'd imagine, has held his position. It looks like we're going to fix right now, but two McLaren's up in the top three. Jacko just shortly followed. Random Series not too far away from Jay Chase. We'll jump onto that battle here and take a quick peek at what that's looking like when it's actually Nicky and Yolmir battling around turn 9 there, and it's looked like Yolmir is able to hold that off, and now you can see Helg right in the back rear view mirror of Nicky through Maggots and Beckett's here. Helg's got some really solid pace, putting Nicky under pressure here. We'll switch over to the tire compounds. Quite a few drivers are onto the softs, except for 6 onto the mediums. Crap, that's not 6. Is 6. Yes, JC Black, the AP7, Clogmonger, ZGS, Pork Chops, as well as Scabney. Nicky trying to go around the outside. Actually, no, it's Helg trying to go around the outside. Nicky doing what he can to defend, but Helg's now got the inside line, is going to take the position 8, and Hannah sips her wine. Nicky trying to make that back up. What is going on there? That is completely wrong. Still holding on to the lead is Mystic Joker. Janet's window still back in third. Jacko into second. Nicky taking a quick peeky to the inside line, but nothing going on quite there. Over into Helg, nothing happening. It's like Jay Chase isn't that close to anyone either. ZGS isn't either, and Christ almighty, everyone's just moving around in the whole grid there. I can't see, but a nice little pack is forming there. We've got an AlphaTauri in the back, as well as... Was that Scabney back there? Scabney must have got into a little bit of a tussle, as he's all the way in the back of the pack. 2 Red Bulls are back as well. 1 in ZGS is trying to catch a Mercedes-Benz in Clogmonger, but I'm going to jump up to the battle for third place. It's me, Mebe, however you want to say it. He's getting some pretty good run out of turn 14, and he is trying to get back on the tail of Jinnit. But Jinnit does a pretty decent job of pulling away down the straight, even with DRS holding him off. ZGS looks to have gotten an overtake on Clogmonger. Back into that, he is way back, so he must have lost some serial time there. Mystic setting the fastest lap, opening up that gap above a second between himself and Helmut Jacko. These guys are starting to separate themselves. Random Series is still staying close to Jay Chase, but Jay is falling away from Mebe, so no DRS for him. And we've got little packs forming here, but some solid and clean driving so far here today. And whoever voted for a safety car in lap 1, screw you. Okay? I mean, like, if you threw money on it, it's like, probably, like, you're probably going to win most of the times, but still. Oh, Cake and Pork Chops are getting back into it in the back of the pack there. Pork, whoa, getting the pass. In a fortuitous area there, through turn 5, and does get the DRS to pull away. He's a man with a plan, doing what he can to get as many points as possible, as now we're into serious crunch time here with relegation battles coming into effect. No one wants to get relegated. Noganator seemingly will, and accept that. but Clogmonger and ZGS are the other two in that area, and Yolmir looking to get up into 6. Yol, a very good and underrated driver in my opinion, and gets a really good run out of 9. And, or what am I saying? 15. And does get the overtake, but Random Series not giving way. Does a really nice job of sending it all the way around the outside in 18 and is able to get back ahead. These drivers are giving themselves some solid room. Man, this is a good start to the race. First penalty goes out to Scavney there. A little bit of a patented lockup for Random Series. But taking some odd racing lines due to the fact of Yolmir being right tight on the caboose. He's doing a very good job, but now Yolmir is going to get DRS. He's going to put Random Series back under fire here, but with this battle going on, they're losing major time, both with the lockup. Yolmir will get the overtake on Random Series, and Random defended for seemingly a half a lap, but Yolmir gets the DRS as well as the overtake in the end. Jinnit to win it seems to be making ground on Jacko. He's got a little bit more advantage on the battery power. Random Series second pickup penalty. Jinnit doing a really good job taking Maggots and Beckus fairly clean. And now he's going to get into the slipstream here of Jacko, trying to make it a McLaren 1-2. Maybe track down his teammate. Jacko's defending the inside line. Jinnit sends it all the way around the outside and does a lovely little overtake, surpassing Elma Jacko there. Now Mebe, Ebem, trying to get himself back up into it as well, looking for a podium here in one of his solo reserves here, going into the Racing Point Mercedes. He is not too far off the pace, but Jinnit to win it has actually shown some really solid paces. We'll quickly change over to the position changes, and Mebe's actually flopped places with Jinnit to win it. Random Series has dropped down a couple of spots. He actually seemingly gets overtaken from Helg there as well. So he's dropped down to 8th. A lot of fast, really fast drivers in the top 10 here. Honestly, this is some really quality stuff. This is one of the best. I mean, to be fair, a lot of these guys. But you know what? Not all of them have good weeks, and it looks like a lot of them will come out to play here. Maybe trying to track down Jacko. Jacko just doesn't seem to have the pace here in Silverstone. He had a really good qualifying, but that could have just been a one-off. You'd like to see him trying to hold on to this podium position, but Mebe is doing really solid work here, coming through Maggots and Beckus again. Now, of course, controller and pad racing is very difficult from what Nicky and Jacko have stated. Actually, more it was Nicky. Jacko's a very humble guy and did say that it was too tough. He just kind of gets out there and puts his head down and gets at it, and which is what he is trying to do here, but unfortunately an overtake from Meeb puts him back into 4th, so some tough sludging ahead here. That's what I'm trying to get on. Oh, it tries to dive the inside line, and Nicky defends around the outside and shuts the door. Nicky back down into 10th. Clog retires from session. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to say it, but that has nearly cemented Clogmonger's drop down a division. He needs some massive, massive points for the final 2 race weeks. And I'm a believer, but it is really, really difficult. Helgjol and Random have stayed very close. Jinnit has just been pumping out these lap times. He's now within a half a second on his teammate. Silverstone sucks. Yeah, it's a difficult time. That's for shizzle. Now, Jinnit has just got these Maggots and Beckus just pegged. He's somewhat turning robotic as well. At the point this race has opened up, Jinnit's just been carving his way through the top half. And Scavney looks like he's got pork chops there. Pork chops was trying to come back into Maggots and Beckus, so Scavney holds him out. And AP7 trying to get back onto Nicky, but Nicky holding him out. Why do I keep saying it like that? Hell, look at the inside line into turn 1, but nothing going there. flying around with some very solid pace, trying to hold it to 7th, even throws it up into 8th, slams it back down into 3rd. Doesn't want to go into 2nd, potential spin out there. And here we go, you got to be careful on the throttle, does a good job. Not getting too heavy. Onto the DRS, can he get into the slipstream? Yes, he can. The straight doesn't look to be long enough, and he won't be able to get an overtake here. Braking late into 6, swinging around turn 7, trying to stay close to Yolmir. Doing a good job of doing so, but Yolmir as well on the other side doing a good job not giving up too much. JC Blackley, AP7, and Nikki as well battling for 10th here. So a lot of close battles here. We've got 1 to 4 drivers, 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers in the top 4 battling it out. Jay Chase a little bit on his own. Then we got Yolmir, Random, and Helg battling for 6th. Then we got a little bit of a gap with C. Barry. And then back to it with Nikki, AP7, JC Blackley, and even A. Daltoni has kind of found himself. Oh! JC Blackley. Oh my. Is that going to bring a safety car? I don't think so. Yellow flag in sector 3, and yeah, there we go. Safety cars in the chat. Throw it out there. I'll start. Safety cars in the chat. Oh. His controller died. Ouch. Well, that's going to bunch back up the field. Good news for Jacko, as he's going to have a second crack at this, as the field was somewhat starting to... Or not... Oh my god, excuse me. Oh, Money Matt pulling a drive-through penalty on the safety car. Check. He's the only one currently with one of those. But the safety car will bunch back up the field. And Jacko was slowly falling away from the top 4, as well as Jay Chase might have a chance of an overtaking here. But as just in regards to race pace, Jinnit and Mystic, mainly even Jinnit. Jinnit has just shown some really solid stuff here from when this race went green. And I wouldn't put it past him to actually get one on his teammate Mystic Joker there. But we gotta watch out for me back in 3rd. His teammate Ram Series has dropped down into 8th, so he's gonna want to try and work himself back up here. But this may be a battle of the pit strategies. And there we go, actually, a bunch do come into the pit. Is there anyone double stacking? Yeah, Jinnit and... Oh no, Jinnit. Where's he going to find himself? Is he going to move back up? So he loses 2 positions to Mebe and Jacko. Ouch. That hurts. AP7. One of the few to stay out, if not the only. So Scavity also separating Jinnit and Jacko. Then ZGS and Pork Chops also not to pit. And he finds himself in between Yolmir and Jinnit to win it. Those 2 drivers do, sorry. Pack forms back up. Might only see a 1 or 2 lap safety car here. Check the D1 chat, my controller straight up disconnect, and I didn't even die. Damn. Someone's hacking JC. Do you have any enemies, JC, that we want to screw with you in such a way. And it looks like once more around with the safety car we go. Wait for the back markers to catch up. Money Matt is taking another drive-through penalty. "10 laps deep in this 26 lap race, or 10 laps into this 26 lap race. One more way around with the safety car. Some hards actually get thrown on for Money Matt. Let's see what he can do, but a lot of these drivers are on the mediums. And that should be the quicker way around from this point out. Money surely will be able to catch the pack. So we'll be seeing the safety car come in this lap. Sorry to see JC is gone. While we have a moment, we'll take a peek at Crash McQueen's fantasy hockey team. See how he's doing. Alex Ovechkin with an assist. Keith Yandel with an assist. Victor Hedman with an assist. Tanev is back. Yeah, okay. Safety car is in. We'll get back up to the lead pack there. Who do I want? I want Jinnit. Actually, we'll take Meeb. Actually, we'll take Jacko. See what Jacko will do. Scabney will surely fall to Jinnit. Jinnit won't be able to catch him. AP7 tries to throw a little bit of a curveball, but doesn't really buckle Mystic Joker's knees. He's caught it pretty well, if anything. The one who was thrown off was Jacko, but not by a whole lot. ZGS is already a minute, or second, over a second behind. Yolmir and Jay Chase are kind of caught in behind, as well as Random Sirius and Hell. They're going to want to try and get over it as quick as possible. Same with Mystic Joker, wants to get around AP7 as soon as he can, before Meeb finds a little opening that Mystic leaves and loses a position. Nikki picking up a penalty, and Hannah sips her wine. Money Matt getting a position on Cake Thomas as they are actually battling in the back there, but I don't want to tune off a potential change of lead here. AP7 trying to hold off Mystic. Mystic wanting to get past him as soon as possible, but by doing so kind of throws himself into a bad line. Meeb needs to get past AP7 as well, and is going to dive down the inside. AP goes wide, and both drivers go through. Is Jacko going to try and dive as well? AP looks at the inside line. Pork loses a position. Ooh, Hell launches around the outside and overtakes Pork Chops. As Hell overtakes Pork and Jay Chase, a little bit of an AlphaTauri buddy system going on there. Would be surprised if they maybe practice that on their spare time, maybe with some race cars in the sand on their breaks at work, while drinking their apple juice out of a sippy straw with their peanut butter and jelly sandwich and their Iron Man tin lunch kit. Jacko seems to get around AP7 as well. Scavney wants to do the same. Or sorry, Jinnit wants to do the same. Jinnit has actually lost a position. ZGS gets overtaken by Yule. Pork is going to try and hold up J Chase. Jinnit does get the move on Scavney there. Cuts a little bit of the turn. Needs to get back into that groove. Ever since that pit stop, Jinnit has been thrown into a tough spot. Helg now alongside ZGS and now overtakes him as well. Porkchop's doing as much as he can to try and hold off J Chase to allow his teammate in Helg to get as far away as he can. DRS is back enabled here, so we might see Jinnit get past AP7, but Jacko can't shake AP7 as he's throwing in some pretty decent laps on 12 lap gold mediums. Down we go to Random Series as Random is right behind J Chase, and Porkchops is still holding him up. Helg has gotten through two slight, I won't say back markers, but guys on older tires and not as consistently quick in Pork and ZGS. Helg trying to make gap decrease to Yulmir, and Pork going deep and trying to block back, goes very wide into the next turn of 7, and Jay goes for a switchback and does get alongside Porkchops and will get the overtake. Now Jinnit is really close to AP7 here. He takes some nice smooth deep lines into the turns and will get the overtake. And now we can see Elma Jacko in the distance. Mystic and Beep have separated themselves from Jacko here. Random gets the move on J Chase there into 10th. So 4 cars ahead still need to pit. One just launches in right there in ZGS. Random into 9th. 2 seconds back of Helg, who is held up by Porkchops. Doing teamed work, trying to get as much driver points for his teammate in Helg as possible. They don't make teammates like that anymore, I'll tell you that much. A. Daltonian now in behind Porkchops. Porkchops still needs to pit here. Getting overtaken with every turn as his mediums are falling off, but he needs to try and make them last a little bit longer. Now, I want that one. J Chase still a half a second back of Random Series, doing what he can to try and get close. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's here, so DRS will be enabled here for Beam, but Mystic is just going into hacker mode again and keeping his racing lines as clean as a 120 difficulty bot. A spin of, I believe that is Cake Thomas, no ZGS, back in turn 6. Started seeing some gaps form here. Ram Series is trying to chop down that gap to himself and Helg. J Chase is currently 8/10ths back. 12 laps to go, 11 full. We are halfway through. Or we are just starting our 15th, we can say. We just finished up Sector 1. But Jinnit has caught Jacko now, so we'll have to see if he can get back front ahead of Elma Jacko, as he's done already once this race, but can Jacko fend him off for the second time here? Jinnit is on a different level here this evening, should and deservingly so to be higher, but from that unfortunate pit incident with him getting double stacked behind his teammate, he found himself down a couple of positions and is doing his best to jump back up. And now he's going to get DRS coming out of Maggots and Beckett's out of turn 14, down the airport straight, I believe it is. In the inside line, alongside Jacko, has the full car ahead. Jacko tries to send it around in defense, but can't do much, as Jinnit is just... you know, there's days where Jacko is like what Jinnit is today, but Jinnit is honestly, he's moving. He's and fast. He's moving and fast, so that's really hard to defend against, in my professional opinion. So, Jake Chase. In 8th, can he get himself into 7th, of course, with the penalty to random series? He surely will find himself. He doesn't want to switch into 8th gear, eh? That was a little bit annoying. If he could switch just a little sooner next time, that'd be appreciated. But now Jinnit's going to try and close that gap to his teammate, and Meeb in the battle for 2nd there. But the one big thing that's hurting him is the penalty. There we go, Nicky on Seabury. And Seabury goes a little bit too deep into 6th, somewhat opening up a line for Nicky to take a gander. Maybe... Oh. Nearly missed it, but nothing happened. Meeb and Joker have been battling for quite a little while here. Joker can feel the pressure. He does have a little bit more ERS. Meeb is doing a lot of hard work just to stay close. Jinnit has already pushed the gap outside a 2nd to himself and Jacko. Really showing some real good pace here. A Daltonian, yes he does get the overtake on Pork Chops, but that's because Pork Chops wanted him to. Because Pork Chops is a bit as well. So now coming out of turn 5, Meeb tries to get a good run over half a 2nd back. I think that's a little bit too far to get the move in. Pork Chops is just exiting the pit now and comes out in 14th. Ran in with a big lock up into 6th. That's going to hurt him. Falls just outside a 2nd of Helg. Meep. Trying to catch up on Mystic, and will he be able to? Mystic doesn't want to defend the inside line, kind of throwing off Meeb a little bit, and Mystic opts to go around the outside, which turns back into the inside here for turn 16, and then you can see shows the rear end right to Meeb coming out of 17. So a good defense by Mystic. I think he's done his homework here on where to defend coming around turn 15, as that was a lovely job. I think Meeb was confused. I really think that he thought that Mystic was going to move to defend the inside line at some point, and then swung out very late. Now Random Series has opened up that gap to above a 2nd between himself and Jay Chase. Let's see which of these drivers have been able to keep their tires in the best condition. Now Meeb and Mystic are nearly catching some back markers of Cake and Money. Seabury just gets overtaken by Nicky now. Seabury moving into 9th, but the penalty will drop him into 10th. If the race were to end right now, but of course that's not how it happens. Now Meeb is trying to keep it real close out of the launch of Maggots and Beckett's through turn 14. DRS active. Now this time Mystic does go to defend the inside line. Gets up on the grass a little bit. Meeb sends it all the way around the outside. Now Meeb's got the inside into 16. And Mystic tries to stay close. Oh, a little, I'm not sure if there's a tap there, but Mystic just spun. Now his teammate of Jinnit to win it is sitting in 3rd, just in behind his teammate of Mystic Joker. Mystic is now a 2nd and just 1 second back of me after the timestamp settled down. I'm not sure, I wasn't able to catch if there's any contact there. And I feel like me may have actually slowed up for Mystic. With the back marker and bot of Cake Thomas there. Whoa! Nearly running into Mystic Joker. What was that? Now this is going to get very interesting with McLarens here. Both can get really good runs out of Maggots and Beckett's. Jinnit has been smashing this section all evening long, and can he do it once again? It's all about the timing on the last turnout, and it doesn't look like he has it, but his teammate is going to get alongside and ahead of Meeb now. So it's definitely in Jinnit's best interest to overtake Meeb as he gets a little bit of oversteer there around 17. What can these McLarens do? Map pulls off. It's going to be really hard here for Jinnit. Jinnit, from what I've noticed, sometimes does get a little bit too antsy in trying to push and then throws himself into poor racing lines. If he's able to just keep it consistent and what he's been doing the first half of the race and even these last couple of laps, I've got no doubt in my mind that he'll be able to pass me. But it's all about staying consistent, which is what he's doing here through Maggots and Beckett's. And needs to hope for somewhat of a mistake from Meeb somewhere for his teammate Mystic Joker to pull out a DRS. But Mystic hasn't been able to do this the whole race, and he's only got a couple of laps to do so. But Jinnit's almost pulled. He needs to also increase that gap to himself and Jacko by 1 second, 1.5 seconds, let's say, to get himself and safely into third place with that penalty. See, Barry, looks like he's got Nicky back for 9th. So Nicky back down into 10th. Random Series trying to catch Helg there, gets really close but doesn't get a good run out of 4, with Helg pulling away, coming out of 5. Still back onto the battle for podium here. You can see Jacko just off in the distance there. He's trying to hold that 3-second gap to himself and Jinnit to win it. Random's trying to close the gap to himself and Helg, get an overtake. And they're both trying to open the gap to Jay Chase. Oh, what? Oh, Mystic Joker gets overtaken by Meeb now. Coming around 15, I didn't see that it was that close, and now stupid dum-dum head that I am misses the overtake on Random Series, getting Helg. Jay Chase is falling out of this battle a little bit, can't find the late race pace here. There's a couple of drivers have saved their tires for the end. Now this is where a crew chief would help out massively. Because honestly, if I were Mystic, I'd let Jinnit go. Let Jinnit try and catch Meeb or overtake him. So that Jinnit is guaranteed a podium. Because right now, sitting back in third, it's not safe. now Nicky looking to come back at Seabury. Seabury's going around the outside trying to defend. Nicky battling it out, but Seabury does a really good job there in defense, round 6 and into 7. So Nicky's going to have to try and find somewhere else on track to get that move done. This is like some proper racing, to be completely honest here. This is some good proper fun. Back marker of ZGS gets overtaken. Jinna just dive bombs ZGS. Mystic is well picking up a penalty. So now both McLarens are in mass jeopardy. But this back, oh no, the back marker. Wow. Jacko is 2.8 now. Before then, he was around 2.1. But with the back marker, it did slow up Mystic and Jinnit ever so slightly. And then it took a lot more time away from Jacko. And a really unfortunate part of the track, Jacko was trying to overtake. So now he's only got a quarter of a second of play between him and Jinnit, and he is actually out of the second place battle there. But here we go, coming around turn 10. Sorry, turn 14. He's trying to break the slipstream. Mystic isn't going to send it though, not quite yet. The penalty is just killing him though. So Helg's actually got 8 seconds worth of penalties. I thought it was a lot less. Oh, Jinnit's got 6. Oh, ouch. So Jack was actually set to take third here, even with the penalties. Big lockup from Random getting past the back marker there of ZGS's AI. Mystic does get the move on me, even into 6. Jinnit's right on the tail of me. Nicky and Seabury once again going back and forth. This time Nicky does get the better of Seabury, but even before turn 6. I gotta quickly jump over to the leaders here, as Jinnit just can't time the exit on me coming out of 14. Me going a little bit deep, Mystic getting on the grass. We're going to have 2 full laps here, but it looks like Meep is set to take the win. Mystic will surely fall into 2nd. Jacko will jump into 3rd, getting another podium. And Jinnit will go into 4th. Unless another penalty, which could put him potentially into 5th, depending on what Yolmir does. Yolmir's putting up a solid day here. We'll quickly check. Wow, that was a weird one. Hardest charger, and it's actually sitting with AE Daltonian. So there has not been a lot of moves here, but there's been plenty and plenty of battles. Random Series is back up to where he qualified. He's actually trying to hunt down Yolmir, but the penalty is going to make it real hard. Like I said, 6 seconds worth. Money Matt overtaking the bot of ZGS. Now everything's really opened up here with a couple of laps to go. Jinnit getting another penalty. No, that's going to throw him down into 5th now, actually. Maybe not. Yeah, no, he should still hold on to 5th. was just a little bit too aggressive on a couple of areas. Jinnit Twinnet actually taking fastest lap as these guys are doing everything they can. I know Meeb will get the win in the end, but he wants to get this done on track. Mystic surely will fall into second, but he doesn't want to give up. He doesn't want to just give Meeb the win. He wants to tell him that he beat him on track. Mystic has just not been able to shake Meeb, and vice versa. Meeb, just when he was in the lead, has not been able to shake Mystic. And now Jinnit is looking to get as close as possible to Meeb here, and he might get an overtake. But with the DRS to Meeb is going to make it very, very hard for Jinnit here. So now coming around the final couple turns, Mystic will come around turn 18 with the win, but he'll drop down into second. Jinnit to win it, comes over the line third, but drops down into fourth at the penalties. Yolmir will come in fifth. Random Serious might drop down into seventh. I think he will. Jay Chase is going to move up into sixth. There you go. See Barry and Nikki battling until the final turn, but with 12 seconds worth of penalties to Nikki, that'll move him down into 11th potentially. See Barry into 9th. AE's coming around the final couple turns as well. And our hardest charger, AE Daltonian, into the top 10. Scavney, not one of his shining performances. Pork Chops moves up a couple positions in 14th. There we go, Scavney over the line. Pork Chops just finishing up. There you go, you see your podium celebrating there. Whoa. I'm trying to hear back, see who I got to come in, but we'll go down the order. We got our podium in me, Mystic and Jacko, Jinnit, Yol, JC in our second podium. Random, Helg, Seaberry, and A. Daltonian rounding out the top 10. AP7, Nikki, Scavney, Pork, ZGS, Money Matt, and Cake Thomas. To those drivers who finished, JC Blackley and Clogmonger. I never started a party. Let's see. As you can tell, I'm soloing it, so Mystic's in. What's it? Meeb what? 01. All right. Mystic, how you doing?
Uh, all right, I guess.
Yeah, that was a pretty good battle, though, man. Honestly, that was some good fun.
Yeah, it just sucks to, outpace at the end and unfortunately still lose, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I hear ya. Dude, your boy Jinnit, he was moving. Honestly, if he didn't get screwed over by the pit, I think he would have won that race.
Yeah, yeah.
He was really moving. I don't know if Meeb's gonna join us, but honestly, three people. I did invite him to the party, but three for the party will be good. If not, but sorry, the wife is going to kill me. Had to run. Okay, no worries. Oh, he just had a kid too, didn't he? At the end of
Yeah.
last year. Yeah. Priorities. I guess we'll let it slide. But anywho, I guess we'll continue our conversation. Congratulations to Mystic, as well as you, Jacko, for podium, and congratulations to me for winning, and to you as well, a Daltonian, for getting a hardest charger here. Was this your? Sorry, just quickly, was this your Division One debut, AE?
It was my first one for like completing a race. I think the
Uh,
first one, my first reserve, I punted it into the wall, like the
uh,
third lap or something. So my objective was just basically not crash.
Damn. Well, there you go. Mission
Yeah.
accomplished. Now, do you have your voice changing or voice settings on share, just to be sure?
I should. Does it? Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Uh, Hopefully someone in chat can let us know if you can. But
Cool.
anywho, we'll get on to the interviews. Yes, okay, you're good. Pork
Cool.
has given us the green light. So we'll start with you, Mystic. How did your race go? And I mean, I mean, just watching it. I hope you go back and watch it. It was a really good race to watch all around. There's a lot of really close battles. Like I said, your teammate had a really good day. But you coming out second, do you feel like you could have finished first with, like, or was it just the penalties that were forced into you from me, or were those like self-conflicted,
No, they were
self-inflicted?
they were self-inflicted for sure. Like it wasn't when I was battling with him or anything like that. Just yeah. I mean, if I wouldn't have picked up the pen, definitely would have won. I mean, I was about 8 tenths ahead crossing the line. So yeah, but so very frustrated, extremely frustrated actually. To lose like that. It was a good battle though. I in the first stint I kind of fell back a bit to give Janet DRS, which kind of if had the safety car not came out, it almost screwed us up a little bit. But luckily we started pulling ahead just a little bit again, and then unfortunately, safety car came out, and I just kind of messed up everything. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I at first after the safety car, or when the safety car came in and we started going again, yeah, I don't know. I kind of had to find my rhythm again.
Yeah.
Um,
Seemed like a couple of drivers were having to deal with that after, but I'm not sure if you just saw, but Meeb actually, or Mebe, I never know. He actually just said that he was on two warnings as well.
oh damn,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
My
almost.
last one was really like dumb too. It was such a like dumb way of getting the pen. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It was a good battle
Exactly.
though with Mebby.
Yeah, he's a great driver. It's good to see him every now and then joining and putting up some solid points for the pink Mercedes. But some pretty decent points as well for Ferrari there. Jay Chase, I think he found himself back up into sixth, so you're looking to hold on to the Constructors' Championship. Kind of go through what was your race there, Jacko. How did it go for you?
Um, it was kind of a race of damage limitation, if you will. I saw in qualifying that Mystic had the pace on at least the drivers in this field. I mean, Honda, OP, if they were here, maybe not, but I certainly didn't have the pace to match him in qualifying. So I was relieved to be P3 really because it was quite close for the next few rows. And I tried to stay out of trouble. Meb seemed to have a poor launch, so I managed to take his position. But soon after, Jin came through, and I could have tried to defend a few more laps from him, but I think the combination of DRS and ERS, he would have had me in the next laps after that anyway, so I thought I won't risk it, I'll just try and follow. Hope some of these guys get some penalties and try and keep it as clean as possible for myself, which is how it worked out in the end, and I was relieved to pick up at least one position in that way. The safety car certainly helped as I was able to jump Jin, even though he passed me in the end, just to keep the proximity closer for his penalties. Unfortunately, it demoted my teammate a bit, and he had to sort of fight back through the field. He was 5th before the safety car, I believe.
Yeah, because you double stacked as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing I was watching was the gap to Mystic when I saw he had a penalty, and I was hoping I might be able to nab that position as well. But unfortunately, there was a disconnected Red Bull, which may have hindered the guys up front as well, but it certainly hindered me. I think I lost about a second.
I actually
ran into the back of it. So
I made a point of that on stream as well. Was they passed it at the end of sector 3 there? I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was Mystic or I think it was Jin had actually like dive bombed it into 16 to get past, and then you're trying to come around it in turn 4, and it was just like the most awkward area for the blue flag
stopped.
for the.
I was thinking I would get DRS off it, try and benefit, but it basically just stopped on the apex. I should have dive bombed as you described Jin did.
Yeah.
But that's hindsight, and one position behind Mystic was my goal coming into this, knowing the championship permutations. The fastest lap changes that a bit, which I was surprised to see Mystic get that on the last lap, but 12 points loss is not the end of the world from my perspective, and in the team's championship 77 point advantage or whatever it is, something along those lines, looks pretty healthy with 2 rounds to go. So I think from our perspective at Ferrari it's good stuff today.
Good, yeah. So all around, I guess honestly both McLaren and Ferrari got to be happy. Nearly a double podium for McLaren, and Ferrari holding on to some solid championship points. But we'll go on to one of the Alfa Romeo drivers in reserve this evening, an A.E. Daltonian, who, if you would have asked him at the beginning of the race, he would have never thought that he'd be up here. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fun times.
So tell us kind of how it went through your qualifying as well, how you found yourself in the hardest charger, going up 6 spots throughout the race.
Oh man, I just binning it at turn 1, completely didn't expect to lose my rear end because my setup was feeling good, just practicing and time trials, stuff like that, just running laps. So I was kind of surprised I was even able to be 14th on the grid. I thought that kind of relegated me to the last spot, but I don't know. I was pretty just conservative all day. I just didn't want to take anything unless there's a really clear shot, and just kind of stay in some clean air for the rest of the day. I figured just after the safety car, if I just stay in some clean air and just save my tires, I should end up pretty good. Just stay out of the penalties and just make it to where I'm not running on Fred Flintstone feet at the end of the race. I figured I'd be decent, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, you did a heck of a job. I was looking, and everyone's either moved up or down 2 spots, and you're kind of the black sheep moving up 6, which sometimes we see hardest chargers go up 10 or something, or 12 or whatever, some pretty decent numbers. But 6 was the highest movement today. It was a pretty interesting race. But so now, you were with Money Matt. Did you guys get affected at all by the pit stop? Sorry, I didn't catch that if you did mention that. Did you guys double stack, and did you get caught up at all by it?
I didn't double stack. I just pitted during the safety car and just kind of used that as my pit stop, and just figured I'd have to make some mediums last 3-4 more laps. So I just figured if once I came out of that pit stop, I wouldn't have to make another one, and I could just make the tires last. And
that's pretty much where everyone else pitted as well. But was Money Matt behind you?
I'm not sure actually. If he was, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think he was behind me, leading up to the safety car. But honestly, I didn't even look behind me during the pit stop, so I don't know what was going on with that. I'd have to watch the replay.
I gotcha. Okay, so right now I'm looking, and you're down the ways a little bit for Div 2. Maybe a little bit of practice can find you up into Div 1 and potentially onto the interview today. But thanks for stopping by again. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon. But
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
I'm going to bring it home for the Thursday night. I won't be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually going to be Valentine and Hotspot, a little bit of a curveball thrown at you there. So be sure to come out and support those guys for the multiplayer series. I will be, truthfully, I'll be on the golf course. So hopefully that will be going well for me. I need a night off every now and then, okay? So I know you're rolling your eyes, Jacko.
No, you've earned it, Crash.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, my guy.
I was about to say you've earned it, and then you said that.
I'm just playing, dude. I'm just playing. I had to say something.
All good, all good.
But there we go. Yeah, I'll bring it home. That's it for me Thursday. If this is your Friday, it is for you. Enjoy your Good Friday as well as your long weekend. If you get a 3 or 4 day, or even a 2 day, or even a 1 day, just enjoy whatever days that you get off, and hopefully you have a good Thanksgiving Easter. Man, I am so tired. Oh my God. All right, let's just chalk this up. I've been Crash. We've been the Midwest F1 League, and enjoy whatever's left of your weekend, weekday, hour. Yeah, goodbye.